Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. We are here for a book review. Let's talk about a book. It's a poetry review, and we're talking about Adrift on a Sea of Shadows, a collection of poetry. And this is by Spyder Collins. This is from Quill and Crow Publishing. It's my second Quill and Crow publishing book, having done Cassandra Thompson's Rise of the Dark Goddess just a couple weeks ago. I I didn't really love this one. I'm going to give it 2 stars, which means it was okay. And there's nothing wrong with the poetry. It's there's nothing wrong with the editing of the book. It just didn't really resonate with me like some of the other dark poetry I've read, and that's okay. I think that's important. I mean, I cannot 4 and 5 star every book I read, or you start to think I'm full of shit. I mean, matter of fact, the last 2 poetry collections I've read were 4 stars. It's important to me to take the hit when I don't love something, so that those 4 ones, those 4 star ones that I rate 4 stars, that it means something, and you can kind of take that to the bank that maybe there's a possibility you might like it. Now, for me, the poems in this book were a little bit more rhyming and melodic, rhythmic, a little sing-songy than a lot of the stuff I read. I don't have a problem with that because I muck around at songwriting myself. I don't have a problem with rhyming poetry, but it did feel a little bit different. A bit more abstract. I mean, it's definitely dark. It just, it just didn't really resonate with me. I just didn't love really any of the poems. I have marked some to go over and kind of read them to you. Some of them maybe like the ones that I did pick that I liked, and some of them maybe ones that I picked that I really didn't like. That kind of for me was setting the mood on this particular book. But Shane Keen used to be with Ink Heist. I think he's not with Ink Heist anymore. But he saw that I had read this, and he was like, "Hey, man, what'd you think about it?" And I was like, "Look, I didn't love it, but I still found something. I still took something away from it, and for me, that's kind of what's important." So again, it is called "Adrift on a Sea of Shadows" by Spyder Collins. So I marked some poems here. Now this one here is probably some of them are more, again, rhythmic, rhyming. Some of them are more almost like short pieces of text, like short glimpses of a larger story. And this one is kind of like that. The second one, I'm a shadow. No one pays attention or cares to see how I am feeling. I'm just an inconvenience. You should know. I was visited by the devil today. He gave me a balloon in exchange for 8 souls. My killing starts tonight. Maybe you should have paid me some mind. All right, so that one's pretty cool. I mean, I like that poem a bit. Um, this one here is probably no, I don't know. Anyway, so this one has a little bit of a rhyming scheme, like a couplets almost. The ocean calls to my content, breakers crash over my grief. The sway eases my discontent in the salty smell of the ocean belief. Now that my web of despair is gone, on the shore they will find my body come dawn. So that's not really one of my favorites, but I think it was an example I marked to kind of show you. Now this one's really short. I don't know if it's actually a haiku. It looks like a haiku, but I'm not going to count the syllables. But um, I just, again, it just didn't really resonate. But misery rides me like a child on a pony, round and round I go. Um, so let's see. Let's see if I can find another one that I really did like. This might be my favorite one in the book, maybe. Madness in my pedigree, hate embedded in my DNA, a bloodline of miscreants. I am what you fear most. I am you. Preying on the innocent, artifice stitched into your fiber. You are the human condition. You are what I fear most. You are you. And again, none of these have titles. I mean, I assume like the first line is considered the title. I don't know that this one actually had a table of contents like one I saw recently that was like that. And one second. It does not, I believe. Yeah, it does not have a table of contents. So again, untitled poetry. So that was page 52, the Madness of My Pedigree one. Um, I like this one. Is probably the closest thing to a love story, or like the love of a her that the book has, and I kind of like those types of things. But her touch is like stardust at twilight. The scent of petrichor. I don't know what that is. I should have looked it up. The scent of petrichor floats about her. Her eyes draw me to boundless seas. Arms bring the warmth of a winter's fire. I can taste forever on her wet lips, feel the beating heart of eternity upon her thigh. My eyes take in the glory of a goddess. In her sigh, I hear the very voice of creation. Kind of dig that one. A little bit of a lovey, dark, but a little bit of a lovey thing. I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to share. I've talked a bit. So it may be, you may love it, and here's the deal: it's easier for me to tell you about poetry that I like because I just fucking like it, and that's really all that matters, than it is for me to tell you about poetry that I'm not crazy about, because I'm not a trained scholar of poetry. I just can tell you what flavors taste good to me, and so I'm at 2 stars on this one. It happens. Adrift on a Sea of Shadows, a collection of poetry by Spyder Collins. Hey, this has been my book review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.